Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of The Humanitarianist. My name is Jax, and I'm here to break down a wide plethora of issues that the world is plaguing the world right now, today. The first thing that we're going to talk about today is the prices of oil. Like, man, this is getting crazy. This is getting crazy. You know, I've been on this earth for about 46 years now. My birthday is going to be here in a couple of days. And I'm going to tell you, politicians do not they cannot control the price of oil. It's just a fact. They just can't do it. You know, I mean, think about it. Think about it from this perspective. You're president of the United States. You're president of the United States. You want to win another election, right? You want to win that other election. You know that, hey, look here. If I don't get this under control, there's no way I'm going to win this election. No way. It's impossible. If I truly had real power, it would be down like the next day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we're done. We're done. I'm going to push this button. I'm going to push this nuclear button right here. And hey, these prices are going to be right where I need them to be at. So I can actually get a voted back into office, next election, you know? It's just not what you think it is. It just really isn't. Which brings me to something that I don't think people pay close attention to. We have a country right now that has a fuel problem, an oil problem here. That fuel gets our products from point A to point B, and it causes, because of how much it costs to transport this fuel, transport these items become excessively expensive because it has to eat those gas prices, so it causes a negative ripple effect all through our economy. Not to mention, hey, we have one of the largest armies on the planet, which all our equipment, all of our planes, tanks, all these apparatuses, it runs off of fuel. But as a country, as a nation, we have no power over how much this fuel is going to cost us. And see, you got to remember this. When we have an army that we have to buy the fuel from, where does that money come from? It comes from you and me out of our tax dollars. Then on top of that, we had to go out there and we had to pay exorbitant amounts of money at the pump as well. This right here, to me, there's a huge issue with that. I have a huge issue with that. We're being taxed more than what you think we're being taxed. Just everyday taxes is enough. But when you think about it on this type of spectrum, it has to give you pause. Like, wow, this is huge. So I'm gonna start this whole idea off by asking a couple of questions. Why does our country put our energy independence, and its security in the hands of greedy private corporations? Why do we do that? Just a handful of people control this whole thing. Think about it. We have no control over this. No control at all. Energy, it can create an economic collapse, obviously. But we put all that in the hands of these corporations. Energy can cripple our military, yet it's in the hands of our corporations. Why isn't energy considered a security welfare risk for our entire country? Why isn't it? Because, right now, Russia's trying to invade Ukraine. Guess what? Russia got all that fuel over there in their country, right? And then they have all their troops all the way over here in Ukraine. They got all that fuel, but they can't get it to their troops. This is why their troops are being slaughtered, because they can't get that energy to their troops. Russia's on a lot of sanctions right now. And you know how Russia is taking care of those sanctions and making sure that they pay their bills on time? They have, the country itself has its hands on the pulse of its oil. They have corporations over there too, but the country itself has its own oil exploration. That when they sell that fuel to places all over the world, that money goes right back into the country to take care of its bills. It damn sure ain't taking care of its people, but it's taking care of the bills. Now, I was in the military, for a long time, good 8 years, and I traveled around to a lot of places. I got into politics. Well, back in 2008, I got into politics. And I've been working on a lot of ideas and stuff like that, on how to help save, humanity. That's why my channel is called Humanitarianist. I'm not here to gaslight anybody. I'm here to just put out ideas that could help us out as a people. Help us get to know each other. Help us work together as a team instead of working at each other's throats. Every time I see these videos where we're gaslighting each other. Like, we're our own worst enemies. We are our own worst enemies. I'm here to try to change that. I don't have too much more time left here, I don't think. No, I'm just playing. Nah. But anyway, the thing is look here, I have a family. I need to take care of my family, and I want to see your family be taken care of too. Not just your family, the world's families. The world. We have to create a system that's better than what we have right now. We can't call what's going on in America American sectionism. We can't do that when so many people are struggling. Like, when you do that, where is your bar at? Where's your bar? Can your bar get any lower than where we're at right now? Yeah, there's some people that's doing great, doing okay, but the masses are doing terrible because we have a seriously flawed foundation. That's our issue. A lot of us are closed-minded to a lot of ideas. I utilize all the ideas. I've been to a lot of countries, like I said, in the military and as a civilian contractor. I've been all around the world, and I pay attention to how these countries are running their economies. See what's good, see what's bad, what can we fit here, fit there. And I don't keep a closed mind. I'm very open-minded to anything. But I know one thing. You could not put your economy in the hands of greedy individuals and expect things to turn out okay. You could not do that. If you think that is the best idea, I have some beachfront property for you for sale. Beautiful, it's nice. Sunny all year round. In Antarctica. I do. It's nice. You can lay out there with the penguins and just sunbathe. You can't do it. We have to gain control of our own economies. We have to. Each economy, I believe that each city should gain control of its own economy. You cannot put it solely, you cannot put your cities at the mercy of greedy corporations coming in expecting for them to take care of your economy. That's not how it works, player. How it works is, hey, how can I make money? How can I make money as a corporation? How can I continue? When they have those little charts back there, and they're like, okay, this is what we made last year, and we're projected to make this year. They want that chart to continue to go up. They won't settle for, okay, we lost a little bit, it's not a big deal, we're still doing great as a company. Nah, bruh. They want their sales to continue to go up at any means necessary. By any means necessary. Hey, okay, we're going to fire 10,000 people. This is the reality of the situation. These are the people that a lot of Americans want their economy put in the hands of. Like, they're going to do it right. We want to privatize the world. Why? Because now you're at the mercy of human nature. The very mercy of human nature. That's where you put yourself at. The very mercy of human nature, which is greed. And believe me, it's not going to end well for us. Exhibit A, these gas prices. And it's going to continue to happen until we're in such a predicament that it's going to be impossible to work our way out of. I mean, right now, our whole country, the minimum wage situation, we're terribly behind the 8 ball on that. Terribly behind the 8 ball. Most places you got to be making like $50 an hour just to survive. Places like California. And it's not just California now, you know. I stay in Mississippi. Here in Mississippi, you have to make about $30 an hour now. I mean, everything's going up, man. Everything's going up except people's paychecks. You know, all of this is dependent upon certain situations. If you have a family, if you're single, all that's, it's relative, based upon what the situation is. But anyway, I've ran my mouth way too much. This is an idea channel, y'all. If you don't like ideas, I'm not just spitting out ideas. I want to grow this channel where we actually we're throwing our hands in the arena. We're throwing our ideas out there. We want to groom some politicians to get them in the office. Some like-minded politicians that are there for the people. Some true humanitarians. Like me, I don't care about money, but guess what? I know in reality I need money to take care of my family. If I don't have that, then I can't take care of them. That's just the world that we live in. So I, as a father, have to come up with an idea on how to take care of my family. But here, this is the thing. People think, okay, me, I. It's not just me, I. The masses have to do great in order for you to actually be doing great in actuality. Yes. They have to be doing great. Even when you're dealing with corporations, yes, the masses have to be doing great. If their sales fall, people stop coming and buy their goods and services, then their whole economy, their whole business collapses. It's based on consumer consumptions. So if you don't take care of the consumers, you're destroying your economy. And here in America, we don't take care of our consumers enough. We don't fight for better wages here like we should. We don't do that. Look here, I look at our whole economy like this, so you can get in the mind of Jax. I look at our economy like this. I look at it as a house. As a house. Economy is a house. At the bottom of that house is the foundation, right? And then the foundation, you have your consumers, which is everyone. Everyone is a consumer because we all need things to live. Then you have your sides. Your sides is the middle class by themselves. It starts collapsing on the sides, then you have issues. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the roof. The roof are the corporations and the businesses and so on and so forth. Guess what? If there's a flawed foundation, neither the sides or the roof can be supported. The whole thing collapses. You have to create a stabilized foundation in your society in order for your economy to prevail, to prosper. It's simple. This is not rocket science. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to get down to the root of the problem and present the ideas that, I think would be phenomenal. We have in the United States energy department. What are they doing? What is your job? Look where we're at. They have minimal power over a lot of things right now to basically get us out of the situation that we're in right now. If you can't do that, then what is your function? So here's my proposal. My proposal is simple. All federal and public lands can't be drilled on by privatized companies. Simple as that. We create our own oil exploration within our energy department, where we go out and we, as a country, drill for our own oil in order to create our own energy independence. Simple. If you own private land and there's oil there, then companies like Exxon and all, you can lease that stuff out. But when it comes down to government owned and publicly owned property, it can only be drilled on by oil people within the oil exploration underneath our energy department. That's it. Think about how many jobs that we can create. There's so many things. We can subsidize our taxes. Instead of our taxes subsidizing the oil can be subsidizing our taxes. We could strengthen our security safety net programs, you know what I'm saying, to help out the most unfortunate people here in the United States. I mean, we could create better paying oil jobs for people to work in every state that we are drilling in. We could subsidize the oil prices themselves and keep them just low, super low. We're doing this through our tax dollars. If you own a business, you have to invest in that business in order to grow that business. We need to be investing into something that's going to grow America, that's going to create some type of economic stability, some real economic stability in America. And our government, they work for us, the American people. That's who they work for. And to be honest with you, I think that the energy department shouldn't even be ran by federal entities. I believe that it should be ran by some more independent contractor type individuals who basically know what the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? People who've been in the oil business, they know how the whole system works. In order to maximize America's profit when we pull that oil out of the ground. It's simple. To make sure that our people are taken care of. We can sell oil overseas. We can just take care of our own selves. Look here. We can help pay off the national debt in no time. In no time. We have to invest in America. You want a true and real America First agenda? This is that agenda right here, folks. This is that fire. We can reinvest, we can rebuild our nation's infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? In advance, like I said, paying off the national debt. I mean, that's the thing right there. Paying off the national debt. Lowering our taxes. Because right now we're doing everything backwards. We're paying extra taxes to basically make sure that the oil prices stay stabilized. Which, how is that working out for us right now? It's not working out too great for us right now. We have to change things up. Now, the biggest thing that we can do right now with if this idea goes through, is to basically take some of that money and create a more sufficient, efficient, more affordable source of energy. As a country, we need our own research and development that works for us. When you're working with corporations, when you do that, you put us at the mercy of these corporations. When you think that they're out for your best interest, you must be outside your mind. If you think that they're working for your best interest, They're all about profit. Always has and always will be. And this is the reason why we're always in another economic disaster over and over and time again. When will we learn as a country? We have to. Because if we don't, we won't have a country to learn from anymore. Because we will put ourselves in a situation one of these days where it's going to be dire. It's going to be go time, crunch time. So we need to nip this up in the bud right now. This is my first YouTube video. My name is Jax. Hey, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace out.